Hello, this is Brett from PM Squared Consulting. This is an overview of the OKR Maturity Model. This model we've developed in order to assess the readiness of clients to move forward with OKRs, and we found it very useful to plot the progress that clients make over time. Overall, this becomes a good predictor of OKR success in organizations and what the journey looks like from here to there. Now, this model is based on a bunch of experiential work that we've done in the market, having done 3,000 or 4,000 OKR workshops, but also rests on the backbone of many books that all of us have read that do a great job of researching and discovering the key elements of strategy and strategy execution. The model itself is straightforward. There are 6 components to it. I'm going to overview those 6 components quickly and then go into each one. So there's no necessarily sequence to these things, but I'll describe it as such. So first, we need to take your strategy, that North Star, and translate it into operational terms. From there, we need to align the organization to make sure it's able to execute on those and help employees get the focus that they need to make sure they're working on the right things and stop working on the wrong things. And that drives employee engagement along with some other components. And then we need to make this a continual process. This is not a once a year or frankly even once a quarter event. And then from there, we need leadership to actually lead, to drive the organization to success. So let's step through each one of those. So to begin with, translate strategy into action. Face it, your organization's OKRs cannot be aligned to something that people don't understand. Otherwise, how can they execute it for you? You'd be amazed at how few people in your organization can tell you what the strategy is without a cheat sheet or that poster on the wall. You need to translate those flashy strategy documents and PowerPoints into a framework that clearly supports OKRs. Now, as a side note, we've found that strategy maps are the ideal tool for doing that. So, long-term strategy must be broken down into clear objectives for this year, this quarter, and even this month. And they need to be broken down in a way that describes the scope, function, and activities that your people can relate to. You'll find that in times like this, with COVID, the timelines compress. Your strategies will span a much shorter period of time and are made obsolete much faster. OKRs are the ideal tool to communicate that rapid change and need for change of organizational focus. And that's why we call OKRs agile for management. So secondly, aligning the organization. One of the key drivers for employee engagement and organizational success is that people and teams need to understand their purpose. Now, their purpose within their job function and their purpose within the higher calling of your organization's mission and vision. OKRs are the tool that allows teams and individuals to clearly understand their purpose and measure their progress against that purpose. Mature organization sites, clients that we work with have solid vertical and horizontal integration of their goals. We understand how we support our peers, how we support our subordinates, how we support leadership. And this includes clarity around the cross-functional nature of work. In all OKR aligned organizations, we see that work units are aligned to that strategy through common objectives and key results. And this creates the synergy that ensures that the linkages continue to work and that the team defines what needs to be done by whom and when. So provide focus. Provide focus is, the issue is this, that organizations often make the mistake of thinking everything's a high priority. Well, in that case, nothing's a high priority. Organizational success requires focus. It requires leadership to prioritize things and focus on the core activities that lead to success. So part of this is also learning what to stop doing. Stop doing activities that consume time and resources, energy, with little return. In mature organization sites that we go to, everyone understands their purpose and knows where to spend their time and energy. This alone in our organization client base seems to give mature organization OKR sites about a 20% boost in performance. The fourth component is employee engagement. Now, employee engagement comes through the 5 intrinsic rewards, all of which are delivered through OKRs. Purpose, mastery, progress, autonomy, socialization. So, progress or purpose. OKRs allow every employee to understand how they connect with the organization's strategy and higher purpose. OKRs allow individuals to track their ability to master the skills required, whether that's through training or activities. And so I can see that I'm gaining that special skill of mastery. Now, we still need to give them immediate feedback. Leaders don't have the time to walk around every employee and give them pats on the back. So people need to be able to self-reward and self-understand how they're progressing. They need to be able to track their own progress against those objectives. And if we do this correctly, OKRs support autonomy because they allow us to define outcome-based objectives for the individuals. And that way it gives them the creativity to solve those within their skill set, competencies, and interests. And then finally, the transparency that OKRs give us allow us to have meaningful conversations about performance amongst the team. In areas we check for organizations things like, is there clear accountability, whether you use, RACI or RAPID. We make sure that the results are reporting process is risk-free so that people are comfortable in turning their objective red and get that self-confidence that comes from being able to self-report. So we move on to making OKRs a continual process. Here's the issue, right? That the cadence of business is no longer annual. In fact, COVID has proven that even quarterly cadence may not be frequent enough to match the systemic changes in your business and in business environment. We need some tool to give us near real-time performance monitoring so that as we go into lockdowns and go out of lockdowns and markets change, we know immediately what the impact is in the business. Now, I know John Doerr recommends that we should be doing quarterly updates to our strategy, which is good in a steady state environment. But I think we need to eventually build trigger points so that when we reach certain pressure points in the organization, it triggers a strategy refresh. So many of our clients this year have had 4 or 5 strategy cycles already, and we're only partway through Q3. Why? Because they keep on hitting trigger points with lockdowns and open-ups that cause them to have to realign the organization. So OKRs provide the structure and framework to make strategy a continual process, that feedback, the ability to reset priorities and reset objectives so the organization can track those changes. Effective organizations must have a continual performance reporting process, frequent performance conversations, whether they're at the team, department, or individual level, and a process from learning and realigning their objectives and key results. Agile organizations are created through the continual alignment of their OKRs. Finally, we need to talk about leadership doing their job. OKRs are the fuel that powers performance, but it's leadership that drives the organization. So effective leadership is seen through effective meetings, decision-making, consistent with strategy and OKRs, timely support, agility, deliver of performance gains. OKRs allow leaders to do their job in ensuring that we're all pulling in the right direction. And this comes through running effective meetings, making sure that, think of it as a manufacturing process. Problems go in, solutions come out. We don't engineer our meetings that way. They consume time, they waste resources, just a bunch of really bad practices. But if we could run more effective performance meetings, you get those order of magnitude improvements and leadership can do their job. So we need that rapid feedback so that choices can be made by leaders in a timely basis. And frankly, we're all leaders. What we look for here are indicators of strong leadership, which are things like, does leadership walk the talk? Is there meeting maturity going on where there's psychological safety? And, ironically, one of the key measures is there a reduced need for strong leaders? We implemented one organization in France where they actually eliminated all leaders. And literally every day people would come in based on who showed up, what the current OKRs are, decide who's doing what. So at the end of the day, These are the 6 components of OKR successful organization. And we can do an assessment. We can do an assessment before you enter into OKRs to determine what your profile looks like. What's the current strengths and weaknesses of the organization? And what things do we need to work on before we do OKRs? And what things will be improved as a result of implementing OKRs? So I hope this has been useful to you. It's our experience that if you take a look at all 6 components, you have an effective evaluation of your organization's ability to be successful at strategy execution through OKRs. Thank you for your time.